This is a Headgum podcast.
Hey bitch, what is your whole deal? Hey bitch, just tell us how you feel. You wished for a sign from above. Well, here's a podcast about boy sex, fucking, dating, and love. Seek treatment if you're boring as fuck. Seek treatment if you're unlucky in love. Seek treatment if you just can't take a hint. Well, seek treatment with Kat and Pat.
Hey!
Hey!
It's Mrs. Cucaracha.
And it is actually Sir Pat Cappuccino. I've actually been knighted by a gorgeous woman called Camilla, if you know her.
Shout
gorgeous
out.
woman called. Shout out to Camilla.
What's your
This
royal
podcast-
title? Like queen, like not really queen, but like a little bit queen?
I know. It must be like,
I forgot.
I think it's something like that. Like, I don't know. My mom would know because
she's
with
a
the royals.
major royals girl.
She's always like, did you hear about Beatrice or something like that? Or she's
oh
always
my
like, do you
god,
remember
Beatrice is always
she's
wearing
always
a
like,
hat.
she's always like, do you remember what Beatrice wore to Diana's wedding? And I'm like, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I
I
don't remember.
Can I really quickly say this is Seek Treatment?
A podcast about? What is it about?
Well, it's about boys, sex, fucking, dating, and love.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
It's
right.
actually so nice to have. We haven't had Just Us in so long. We haven't had a Just Us in so long.
I know. We've been bogged down by these guests of ours.
They think they're so funny.
I got so
can't believe-
angry.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. I read like
What?
well, just someone was
I would
like,
never like. I've learned the hard
I
way never to look
know.
up myself. People are so mean about us.
well, it just like, listen, I don't care. But
No, and of
there
course we
is-
don't care.
Yeah. But there is like something about like, is this person being like, these are terrible interviewers. Like they talk about themselves, and I'm like, I'm not an interviewer.
We're not
and
journalists.
I'm also like, I log on and try to say funny things and then log off. Leave me. Are you sitting at your house saying to yourself like, should I watch 60 Minutes or should I listen to Seek Treatment? Like which one? I want to watch a terrific interview. Which one should I do? And you're choosing Seek Treatment, and then you're quite upset that you've wasted the time. Like, fuck off. And then I want to drive to the person's house. Like I would like to drive to the person's house, sit with them, and invite them to conversation. So I need to know how their brain ticks, if that makes sense.
100% makes sense. It's so funny. It's like we didn't start this to be like, what's the podcast everyone likes that it does interviews?
Oh, like Hot Ones. Did they even, like, I don't know what anything is. Like we don't know what anything is, and we don't care. Leave us alone and stop listening.
It's so true. It's like we do this, say it with me, for free. So if you don't like it,
Yeah.
please leave us alone. Please. There's
I
so much to
know.
listen to. There's so much to listen to.
Well, my other thing is I don't want to be a personality. I never wanted to be a personality.
I know. I'm kind of feeling that sometimes too.
So it does.
You want to be
beg
an
the question,
artist. I guess doing stand-up makes you a personality.
I know, but I don't want that. I don't want that. But it's not if you're like writing jokes and stuff. Like
Jakes.
I just don't. Jakes.
Brian Jakes.
I'm just like,
I would love to think of a joke.
it is. I know. I've been telling that pilot story on stage. It's been fun.
Oh my god, that story's so funny.
I know. I know.
Well, I have some things to talk
It is
about.
like-
Should I interview
What?
you? Maybe I'll interview you and see how that person
No.
likes it.
Everyone will get mad. You talk about yourself, and I'll like sit here nodding, and that's what they
No,
want
stop,
from me. So let's do that.
stop.
Yeah.
Why are you letting
No, let's
the
do
haters
that.
get to you? Why are you letting the haters get to you
Well,
today?
Because I'm just like, well, then it's like, well, because really, if you really think about the famous question, why do we do this? Which scientists are working in a lab to figure out. It's like ostensibly to like get random people to like us, which is a stupid question in and of itself. So already, even if it was working, it would be like, still, why do you do it? And then the fact that it's making people dislike me, it's like, okay, literally, what's going on? Like, why do we do this?
Most people
Why are we
like
doing
you.
it?
Most people like you.
Anyways, what do you have to talk about?
to your earlier point, what you said off cam was, I'll do it if it improves my life in any way.
Yeah, I know.
This does
You
improve
got
my
asked
life.
about.
I love doing the pod. It improves my life, and I meet so many cute people who are one of the 30. I mean, even last night I met one of the 30 at this party, It's so funny that we
Yeah.
settled on having 30 listeners as being like what our fan base should call themselves because people run up to me and they're like, I'm one of the 30. And I'm like, well,
I know.
it's starting to feel bad to think that we have 30 listeners, but you're right. We have 30 and that's perfect.
I
And that's
know.
perfect for us.
About
It works
this,
for us.
and that's about the size of the classes in my elementary school. There was usually 60 in a grade, 30 for 2 classes, and so it's a comforting number to me.
Wow. Yeah, there was 60 in my elementary school. And I don't remember how many in each class. I'm so excited because I'm going to order sushi after this. I can't wait.
Wait, well, there were 60 and there were 60 kids, and you don't remember how many classes there were?
Well, don't ever use that tone with me again, first of all. And that's me on the Reddit. That's me on the Reddit saying you should be a better interviewer because I am avoiding confrontation.
Well, because I'm just like, we could figure out how many kids were in each class.
I just learned about Reddit and there's some good stuff on there. Well, let me tell you a little about what's going on with me. When did we last speak? Oh, well, I went to Norway.
Wait, what were you doing in Norway?
I went to Norway for a project, and that's all I can say at this point in time.
Oh,
But it
right,
was
right.
very exciting. And I don't know if y'all have been to Norway, but someone it's so beautiful there. It's exactly the vibe I love, which is like tall green trees, mountains, cold weather. I got this sweater. Oh, I wanted to shout out. I got this sweater from a little shop in Bergen, and this woman knits them by hand. And I took a picture of her Instagram handle, so I want to shout her out. Shout it out. Oh my God, I ran a picture of me and Brian through AI to see what our kids would look like. You want to
What do they
see?
look like? Yeah.
Some are cute and some are really scary. But I
Oh,
think
it's classic though.
I had straight hair in the photo, and so it doesn't really look that much like me.
Oh yeah, she's cute.
Does she look like me and Brian?
I can't tell. Do you get the sensation like when you're meeting a married couple's kid and the kid looks like the dad? I'm sure I've spoken about this, but I notice in myself a sense of relief when I'm able to say to the couple, "Oh my God, she looks just like whatever the dad's name is," because I feel like I'm assuring them that like no infidelity has occurred and that the dad is in fact the father.
I feel like sometimes they don't wanna hear that because the moms wanna know they look like the moms.
I know, but of course I know. In my head, the
All
dad is
mothers are worried
scared that it's
about
not his.
yeah.
Well, in my head, the dad's scared it's
Oh, the
not his,
dad's
and it's
worried that
causing.
it's
Well, the
right,
mom knows
that's
probably
how it
whose it
works.
is.
That's how it
Yeah,
works.
the mom probably knows whose it is, but she might not if it's like. She might not if she's having fun. If she's doing it right, she'll have no idea who her kids are, who's her kids' dads are.
This is the woman's
If she's having any fun at all.
Stein Emmeling is this woman's handle, and she knit this beautiful sweater for me that I'm wearing. Stein Emmeling. Anyways, I had a great time. Oh, here she is. Oh my God. Her stuff is so beautiful. I feel so lucky to have a piece.
Wait, who is
Anyways,
she? Who is she?
she's a woman who knit this sweater in Norway.
Oh wow! Oh wow! It's a beautiful
I
sweater.
know, isn't it like the quintessential, like dreamy sweater?
Yeah, I
Like,
need to go
so
clothes
lucky.
shopping.
So I
I
got
need to do
this,
a.
but Norway is so special. Oh, so I went to a this like little dive bar that serves noodles in Oslo. And this man runs up to me as I walk in and he goes, "Oh my God, are you that British comedian?" And I go, "Well, I'm American." And he goes, "Oh." And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, and did I see you on God, one of those like UK panel shows, but I haven't done it." And I was like, "No, I haven't done that one." And he's like, "Okay." He goes, "This is so weird." I was like, "For sure." And then I was like, "My name's Catherine." And he was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Bye." And so does that
You know
count?
who
Does
I
that count as being recognized? It's hard to say.
it's quite hard to say. You know who I had lunch with a couple weeks ago, speaking of British panel shows, is dear friend of the pod, Roisin, who
Oh
I
my
love.
God, I
I
love
love
her. Wait, I'm so
Roisin.
jealous you had lunch with her.
I know she's in town for a little bit. She's gotta come on.
We have
She
to have her on.
loves you.
That's a great
Yeah.
get. That's a great get.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is so fun. Wait, so how is LA? I haven't talked to you. How has it been being back there?
Um
We had so much fun at George's wedding.
I know we had so much fun at George's wedding. I famously
I
like
guess we recorded the day after that. Never mind.
oh yeah, we did. We
But it
did.
was
We
beautiful.
we have, and I will say it was, life is about, you know what I reflected the other day that life was about moments. because I will say, not just to like acknowledge like um Pax won the best outstanding comedy
Oh,
series,
yes,
and it was
congratulations.
like it was such a special moment, and it made me realize you have to be grateful for the moments when they come.
Oh, really?
And
What
it
did you
was just
feel?
like
What did you feel?
I just, oh, I really felt like I didn't care going in, and we didn't think we were going to win at all, and like, and I, have divorced myself, of course, from caring about such things. But it was like, and also when you're a writer, it's like you feel, of course, you think about the show constantly for huge chunks of time, but
Yeah,
so many people work so hard on it in so many different ways that you're not even privy to, that like
right.
your sense of ownership of it is always like a little bit mercurial. And so
Dwindling.
I was a drug that only works the first few hundred times. And but then so when they announced it, it was a shock to, I think, everyone. And then like honestly, the moment was like going backstage after, and it was just like, a bunch of us who worked so hard on it, and I was just like, and we were in this small room, and we were all so surprised, and like, and I am proud of the work I've done on that show. And so it just felt, I was so happy when we went writing, because I know that I work
Mhm.
hard to contribute to the writing of it. And so like that was like enough for me even. But then like to win that, and then to be in that little room, and like, and I know I care deeply about the show, but Paul, Jen, and Lucia care so deeply about the show, and I was like so happy. It was just like with all these people I work with on it, and it was like everyone was so happy and surprised, and it was just like being happy for myself, but like happy for my friends, and just
Oh,
like it was and the cast of The West Wing was nearby. It was sort of dreamlike, and then like, and right afterwards, in the moment, there wasn't such a presence of mind, but afterwards, I was like, you know what, that was a really special moment, and life is about moments, and I could tell I would always remember that specific moment.
any moment, big or small, is a moment. After all, seize the moment. Skies may fall in a moment. It's the best song ever.
Which one's that?
Put 'em into the woods.
I knew it was, because that sounds like one that's from that one, and I've
Any
never seen it.
because there's I'm sure I've said this before to you, but it's, there's that she has this moment in the woods with this hot prince, and she's like in this relationship, and she's like, "Wait, I feel so alive because I had this moment in the woods." And then she's like, um, "But if life were made of moments, even now and then a bad one." Wait.
Yeah.
But if life were made of
Wait,
moments, even now and then a
this could
bad
be good.
one. But if
This could
life
be
were made
good.
of but if life were made of moments, then you'd never know you had one. If it's all moments,
Right.
that's why they're special,
Right.
because they're rare.
That is so true of that
You
play.
can't live in the woods. You can't live in the moments. You have to be in life, and then the moments are those special. It's exactly what you're saying. You and
In
Sondheim
this show,
are on the same
in
page.
this, and in the show is being in the woods a moment.
Yes, because she goes in, she escapes her life and all the duties of her life and all the things she has to do to go in the woods and roll around with this hot prince. And she's like, "Oh my God." But she's like,
Roll around.
physically, the staging is often that she's rolling around
Is
sexually.
it? And it's meant to sort of approximate lovemaking.
They do make love, or at least hook up in the woods.
Now, tell me about Norway. I didn't even really know you were going to Norway.
I know. Well, let me tell you this. I went to work on this project, and I'll never forget. Actually, speaking of moments, I'll never forget. I'm in the makeup chair at like 6 a.m. or something, and I look at my phone and I see a picture of you holding an Emmy. I'm Pat. I don't know if it was jet lag or like being exhausted. I start sobbing in the
Oh
makeup
my
chair.
god.
My friend's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "And
Oh
what
my
he's been
god.
through." And what, and he was like,
I've
"That's
been
so
through
cool.
anything.
You've been through a lot." And they were all like, "That's
Remember
so
my sister?
cool.
Wait, Catherine. My sister's TikTok.
Can we talk about it?"
We can't say what it was. I obviously asked her to delete it, but it
It's
was like,
obvious
what? It's not.
she's on
It's
one.
so not her. I know, it's
Oh
so
my God,
not
Tavi said
her. Oh
that
my
popped up
god,
on her FYP.
that is embarrassing. I
Why?
thought she was
Well, first of all,
private.
it is funny.
Well, it's
Your
also
sister
like,
kind of stole
what
your
is
thunder by
she?
being funny.
Well, it's sort of like, what is she talking? It's so not her, because she's so sort of chill and level headed and like cool girl. And so it
But she
was
wanted to
like,
brag about your accomplishment in a funny way.
I know.
It
But it
was
was kind of like,
so
oh
funny.
my God. I hope that's not coming up on other people's FYP.
Well, I was dying because I was like, "Wait, is this like a close friends thing that I'm not meant to see?" And I was like, "Oh no, it's just like out there."
What got into that girl?
I don't
Anyways.
know. But wait,
Okay,
so
let's
anyways,
not talk
so that
about
was my
it.
moment, and then, um, what was the other thing I was gonna say? Yeah, I was very moved by that. Like, it's very rare. For better or for worse, it's very rare that I feel happy for other people's success,
Yeah.
but you, I can say, there's never been a moment in my life where I haven't felt 110% like secondhand joy from what you accomplished. And I know it takes a
And you know,
village.
that's how I felt. And you know, that's how I felt looking at your promo for your
Oh,
special.
that's so nice. I'm so happy. When does this
It
come out?
looks so good.
I have to say, like, it turned out so well. I'm so happy. Like, I knew on the day of the shoot it was a great performance, but just the visuals and how they cut it together and having the full band, I'm really proud of it. So it's on this website called veeps.com. It's Live Nation's streaming service. It'll drop October 17th. I believe how it works is I think maybe I've said this before, you can just pay however much it is to watch it. So as opposed to signing up for another streamer that Lord knows we don't need. So
It
I hope
looks
you all
so
check it
good.
out. And then the other really exciting announcement, I think this
You
is
look hot in it.
oh, thank you. Well, Kelsey made my jumpsuit and she really crushed it. Oh, great. This episode October 15th. Okay, so if you're listening to this, please stream my new special on the 17th. And I also can share that my debut album is coming out November 14th and it features I think two songs from The Twist, two songs from Come For Me, and then a couple old songs, and then four new songs that I wrote this summer in London with Kuros, my amazing producer, who helped make the whole album. And it will be available Spotify, Apple Music, all the hits. The album is called, I think I can say this now. Yeah, it's called Overdressed, and it's sort of a seasonal album, if you will. There's some holiday songs. There's a Halloween song has dropped already called "Can You Send Me That." So I'm kind of going to be in promo mode for the next. Here's what I'll say. I'm going to be in promo mode until the end of the year. And if you're one of the 30, it would really mean the world to me if you guys would share like clips or like use the TikTok sound, because that makes such a difference. And it's it takes a village. So I just need to ask people for help, and I'm going to do that, especially because um yeah, I'm just extra proud. I think this special is much better than the first one, which I'm also proud of, but that it's just a different thing. And the songs I'm
Yeah.
extremely proud of. So I hope you guys listen and use the sounds on TikTok and stuff, because that's like what record labels care about. Shout out.
Shout
That's all.
out.
Shout
Um,
it out. But can I shout out something else?
yeah.
I went last night to see the Big Gay Jamboree, which is Marla Mandel, who did Titanic. It's her new musical. And it is so funny. You guys have to see it. It's joy. David Dabin did all the arrangements. David Dabin, who I write songs with on the Come For Me
Oh
special and
yeah.
more. And it was actually so magical because I got to sit next to him last night at the premiere, and it's so fun. And Brian was on the other side of me. It's so fun to like feel what your friends are laughing at, especially David, because he's like seen it so
Yes.
many times. But like for me to for him to lean in, like knowing I would love certain jokes, like that was such a nice
Y- Of
experience.
course.
And theater's
That's
back,
the
babe.
spice of life.
Oh, Mary, I mean,
Here's
theater is back.
I know, maybe I'll see some things. I'm gonna be in New York from the 13th to the 20th.
That's gonna be so
I'm
fun.
trying to
I
be
wish you were staying longer. It's kind of a short trip.
well, it's a thing of like I have to go to Long Island for a week, and then by that point I'm away for 2 weeks, and that's like long for me. But I'll go, and I also know I'll be back during the holidays, so
Yeah.
it's like
It's so funny. We're
uh,
opposites attract in that if I'm gonna go somewhere, I'm like, I'd rather go for 3 weeks than 3 days. It's not worth it to me.
I I think it's also connected to like waiting so long to have a little bit of time. And so I'm already kind of like frustrated with myself that like the second day I'm leaving 2 days after the hack stream ends. So it's like,
Can I drop in and say this? Like to do a
yeah,
job that's not like exactly what you're also doing creatively might be nice to kind of like use a different part of your brain.
I know, but I also like I just want to be able to work on my own things. So
I
it's
know it's such a
like,
good feeling. It means you're excited about it.
yeah, I think that was the other thing about being on the Emmy stage where I was like, of course I'm so happy, and like of course I feel a big part of hacks, but I'm also like, it's at the end of the day, not my thing. And so it's like,
I
it just
know.
makes you reflect about like, it just makes you reflect about, but it's also, it's like such a good learning experience to get to watch people that I admire, like do their
Yeah.
thing and like see how they do it and like whatever. But it's like, you know, you want to do your, after a certain point, you want to try it for yourself and see how that feels.
I
You know, my friend,
need to be in your show.
I know, I have to think of it.
I feel like you have lots
Do
of good
you,
ideas.
I can't tell, but, you know, my friend Barry loves you.
Who's Barry?
My friend, you don't know him,
I
loves
love him.
you.
I love him back.
He just started listening to the pod. He'll hear this, and
Oh,
so
I
it's
love you,
funny, but like,
Barry.
but it's funny. He tells me he loves you in this way where I can tell like he likes you better than me. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, people, that's the story of my life with you. People are like, I love the pod. Oh my God, where's Pat? What is Pat doing? I don't care though. I say, I like Pat better than me too. That's fine.
And I say that it's Barry about you.
Oh, for perfect. Wait, what was I going to say? Yes, I think that's maybe why I've never wanted to do a writer's room. I'm like, if I'm going to give like my 100% of myself, I want it to be something that feels like, I don't know. But I think one day we'll have our
Yeah.
own show, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Whatever that
Whatever
is.
that may be.
I know, and
Whichever
I'm
that may
excited to
be.
start writing my new hour. I'm scared. Well, excited and scared. This is an Into the Woods episode. You know why? You know why? Because Into the Woods is a show where every fucking line is so real and so true to life.
Should I see it? Is it available? Should I rent it? Should I go to Blockbuster and rent?
There actually is there's a DVD version I used to watch with, is it with Mandy Patinkin? Maybe it is. I used to watch it in high school. The image of you watching Into the Woods on DVD is like so funny to me.
There's so many things I want to watch that I'm excited to have more time to watch.
Ooh,
You know,
like
I'm trying to
what?
work through it. Well, just like movies, like random movies that I like have running notes up, like so random that it's not even worth reading.
Same. I have a longest notes app of like books and movies I've never seen or looked at or read.
I'm working through industry.
I'm working late because I'm a singer.
I'm working late because I'm watching industry. I
love industry, but I need to watch the second and third season. I only watched the first. You know, I'm in love with that girl. She makes me buy.
Yasmin or Mahala.
Yeah, well, they're both gorgeous, but Yasmin makes me buy. She makes me buy. She makes me buy.
And she makes me buy. She makes both of us buy.
We've added to the Venn diagram. That actress makes us buy.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is that I went back on birth control so I get filled up with cum because I was scared to go on it after my stroke. But now that I'm on it, I have been on my period for over 3 weeks.
You've been on your period for over 3 weeks?
Over 3 weeks of blood out of the pussy. It's
oh my God.
outrageous. I think my body is going to take like a month or so to adjust. And it's also put me in one of the worst moods of my life. Like I've been really, really bitchy, crying constantly. Unpleasant. My boyfriend hates me. I don't know if he's listening. Probably not. He's in this room though. He did move in. Shout out. But it's so hard because whenever he's mad at me, I'm like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm doing this so that he can come at me. So
I think after
where's
the
chicken and the egg?
I want to disappear for like 6 months.
But do you feel like, you mean like from your social life or what do you mean?
From everything. I want to be off the grid for 6 months.
You should. What if you like got a cabin to write in for like 2 weeks or something?
I know. It's not even like creative based. I'm just like, I need to get away from everything that's stressing me out.
I think that's also very LA. Like, I think it must feel, I feel like in New York, it's so easy to be anonymous and just like do your own thing and not be, I feel like in LA, everyone's like always trying to like be at an event or be at something. It's so scary.
I know. I'm done. I'm done with events. I'm done with the picture parties. You know,
I love just walking around New York. No one cares. No, if you live or die, it's heaven on earth.
Yeah. Well, you know, and you know, what other situation without saying very much.
I know.
I'm just wondering, I'm just wondering what I've gotten myself
my take
into.
on here's, let me tell you, let me see if I can cryptically say what you might already know is my take on the situation.
Yeah.
Even if your situation was more like my situation, you would still experience the same highs and lows.
Yeah. Totally.
I kept saying totally. around these new people and they kept laughing as though I was like, they thought it was a joke. I was like, no, I'm just being earnest. Like, totally.
Yeah. I was supposed
Totally.
to.
Totally.
I know. It's like sometimes you just really are saying totally.
No, I was like, oh my God, totally. And they were like,
I
charmed by my American wiles.
It's so funny how betrayed I've been in recent weeks by people who are desperate to be friends with me. Do you know what I mean? Isn't that so
Yeah.
funny?
It's really interesting.
But they don't know I know. But the thing is, they don't know I know.
Hmm.
Am I one of the worst people in the world? Do you think?
I think you're one of the best.
Did you know I try to be nice to the people? I try to
think you're
like everyone.
extremely nice.
I don't think I am succeeding. I bristle so easily. There's someone in my life right now that causes me so much antipathy that
So much
it's
what?
like antipathy.
Like, that's such a great word.
And
What does it mean? Like, you don't care?
I've actually only seen it in writing, and I don't know that I'm pronouncing it correctly.
I don't know if I know what that means, and I'm not afraid to ask questions. What does it mean?
Hatred, like,
Oh.
like, like.
Do you think it's true that when you hate something in someone, it's because you hate it in yourself?
So it's this thing. It's like this person that that my higher power is asking me to be around quite a bit right now, who like it must be about me. Like there's no reason anybody should annoy me this much, and it's like a physical tensing.
Oh.
It's like and of course circumstances dictate that I be quite nice to the person, and it's such a challenge. And it's just, what are these people that just get under our skin? It's just one of those things, you know.
I know it well. I have experienced those feelings.
But it must be about me. I'm trying to dig deep. Like I'm trying to get curious
I
about
think
the feeling.
let's give ourselves a little grace and admit that some people are just really fucking annoying.
I know, and
it doesn't mean they're bad people either. It often comes from a place of like insecurity, and they're just like trying to like, I don't know. It's just funny,
earnest?
like
Yeah.
sometimes.
Is that in earnest? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, I guess I would hope that in my old age, I've learned to like hopefully I've learned that if I'm annoying someone, I can begin to sense it and kind of like move away. Some people sense it and then they actually just go harder in the paint.
Yeah. Well, I know.
If that makes
I can't
any
tell.
sense.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So that just happened.
So we said the quiet part very out loud.
I am so happy that I'm coming to LA for 2 weeks to see you.
Right. Oh, so you're coming for 2 weeks. I thought you were coming for like the month of Nov.
You know what? I made promises that I couldn't keep.
Yeah.
I made a promise I couldn't keep. I thought
you wrote a check. Your face wrote a check. Your ass couldn't cash. Is that the phrase?
It sounds good to me. My Google Cal took advantage of you.
I gotta figure out Google Cal.
Oh my God.
These are the things that everyone else uses with such ease that for some reason I start engaging with it. I'm like, this can't be how it works. Spotify and Google Cal.
What are you trying to do on Spotify that you can't do?
Well, it's like okay. So it's like I want to listen to a song.
Pre-save my album. Pre-save my album. Overdressed.
Well, it's like say I want to listen to a song. I'm like downloading the song on iTunes, which I think is good because Joanna Newsom doesn't do Spotify because it's bad for artists.
Yeah, and she is actually one of the greatest artists of our time, and I miss her every day. By miss her, I mean that I saw her in concert like 7 years ago, and I miss her from that.
So I don't know. I go on Spotify to listen to a song. I type in the song. It says, here's a song that's not that song, but similar. And here's some more. And they get less and less similar as it goes on. And I'm like, well, what about that first song that I had wanted to listen to?
What's a song you've wanted to listen to lately?
Any song. Like I'm trying, if I wanted to migrate my life from iTunes over to Spotify like the rest of the world, it's untenable. There's no seeming way for me to do that because I can't listen to the song I want to listen to. I only can listen to other songs that Spotify thinks are adjacent to it. So I'm like, well, I don't want to listen. This is just a for instance. Say I wanted to listen to Betty by Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Folklore. I would type in Betty. It would start singing like it would say, well, here's the song Driver's License. And I'll say, but I don't want to listen to Driver's License. If I would have typed in Driver's License, and then you would be telling me Betty. And it's like, well, what about the one that I want to listen to?
And is
Why
this in
can't
the
I
app?
listen to
Is this
that?
the app on your phone?
Of course.
I would love to go just genius bar mode with you for a few hours and just sit you down and see what's happening. But I actually believe you because, as y'all know, Pat's devices were taken over, I would say like 2011, 2012. Your devices were taken over by an entity that has not let them go. And that is why your device is active, because there's an entity. You have an attachment, as my healer would say. You have an attachment, and we need a certified healer to come through and release those entities from your electronics.
I know.
Google Cal can be really confusing, so I kind of get that one. I actually just asked Brian today, I was like, do you use Google Cal? And he was like, well, I use that for some things, and I use the calendar on my computer for other things. And I was like, well, that makes zero sense. And we laughed.
I can't even begin to understand Google Cal. All I know is I set one reminder, like literally 6 years ago, to meditate at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And I get that. And now I get that every day. And still, and guess what? Meditate spelled wrong. It says like, I get a thing that says, reminds me to meditaph for like every day. I can't make it stop.
It's also,
I can't make it stop.
It's so funny because it's the kind of thing that now it's muscle memory to just like get rid of that alert instead of like ever.
To be told to meditaph every day at 11 a.m.
Title of that, meditaph every day.
How about these two gay people that have moved against me? One in personal streams and one in career. And how about they're friends with each other?
I feel like I'm looking down at the chessboard of like the gays and how they're moving, and your rook, like someone just took your rook.
Someone took my rook, and another person took like a horse. Am I in danger? It's crazy. These gays are moving against me.
What do you think that is? When you look in your heart of hearts, what do you think that is? Is everything about jealousy, or what's happening?
I think this is what I really think. One of them is about true jealousy, like in a talent way. And this is so gross to say, but with that person, to quote Dina Manzo from season 1 of Real Housewives of New Jersey, I don't know if she's obsessed with me or wants to skin me and wear me like last year's Versace. And then the other one, I think it's a little more nuanced. I think it's like a weird friendship jealousy. They're jealous of like the people I'm friends with or something.
I'm not sure I know who's who.
Well, the personal one, the professional one, you must know. It's like so.
This isn't 60 Minutes after all. We just found out.
Yeah.
We just found out this is not 60 Minutes.
And
I'm in a big chair. I'm in a really big chair.
You are are you? What kind of
So my brother, sadly, my youngest brother has moved to San Francisco. Happy for him, for work. Do you know that? He moved to San Francisco for work.
I know. Did he like it?
He literally this chair is going crazy, as the kids say. This chair goes crazy. Yes. He just moved literally 2 days before I got back, but I will say I was driving back from EWR, my airport of choice, shout out. And I had the sinking feeling that this was the first time I'm coming home from a long trip, and Charlie and Lunchbox aren't there to greet me. They always greet me. Lunchbox and I cuddle, and Charlie is so sweet, angel from heaven. He always takes my suitcase up for me because it's always so heavy and I'm up all the stairs.
Yeah.
So I got back from the trip and I was like, oh my God, they're just like not here. But I think he has a much nicer apartment in SF.
Have you met your new neighbor who took his spot?
No, but I think he's a friend of Charlie's. Oh, right, because you were thinking about, So I think I have not met him, but it's sad. I started in the building alone. I'm ending in the building alone.
Oh, so I didn't know Billy was out.
Billy moved out a while ago because he moved in with his girlfriend. Shout out Laura. I think some of Laura's friends listen. Hey, Laura's friends.
I was approached.
Let me say, quick aside. Laura, my brother's girlfriend, who's by the way amazing, genius, fashionable, cool, obsessed with her. I hope she's my absolute sister one day.
Oh my God.
Someone came up to her at her job and said, they saw something I did. They're like, oh, I saw something she did. She's actually pretty funny. And Laura goes, yeah.
I know, classic.
Whatever.
Oh, I wish I could tell this story.
I'm so glad my career is a slow burn. Laughing.
I wish I could tell this story on air. It is the funniest, like Seinfeldian thing of a true faux pas I made that, like, because I probably can. It just deals with like recovery
Okay. I feel like
anonymity.
you know what one of my goals is like care less about what people think.
Oh, I know. I don't care what people think.
I do.
I do too, but like I mean,
And of course I
the-
do too.
but more so as things ebb and flow. I think I just went through like, as I talked about in the Matt episode, like a long period of caring more than I was used to what people think, and
Yeah.
I do feel long stretches where that's no longer the case.
That's great.
I was approached by a young woman at Safi's, the restaurant where I was for
That
lunch.
fucking restaurant is such a huge part of your life. It's crazy. I've never been.
I know. Well, I live like next door to it,
Okay,
not
so
to
we'll
like
go.
dox myself, but well, they have great dinner, but it's like they have like a very casual lunch, but they do have what I will say. Oh, it's gonna be my crush of the week, so like I'll just say it now though. But well, I'll save it. So like they have a lunch, and then I was there, and a girl was like, came up to me, and she was like, I'm a fan of your work. And I was like, thank you so much. And she was like, I went to Princeton like a couple years younger than Catherine.
Oh my
And
god,
then
I
I was
wonder
like,
who
oh,
it
okay.
was.
Well, then I go, Billy and Charlie. And she was like, yeah. But I couldn't tell if she knew you guys or like if she just knew of you guys.
Uh-huh.
Anyways.
So that's the story. That's not the story you couldn't tell.
That's not the story. The
Oh.
really funny story
I was
that
like,
I'll tell
that
you
sounds
off the
fun.
air. Only because it deals with like.
I see. Someone else. It's not your story to tell. Is that what you're saying?
No, it actually is my story to tell. It's just weird rules around, my anonymous program.
Of course.
I will say this: the two gay men who've moved against me in Los Angeles, you like both of them.
I do like that.
You like the gay men who've moved against me.
I do like them, and I hope they'll move back in a way that makes you feel safe.
Well, I don't know that they'll ever be welcome again.
Understandable.
Because guess what? I didn't like him in the first place. I was just trying to be nice.
Really?
And they'd sell their firstborns to be my friend.
Stop.
And yet they're out there moving against me in the darkness.
They're forbidding. They're forbidding in your presence.
Two gay men moved against me in Los Angeles.
You know what else? We have to talk
I'm
about?
gonna get a billboard. I'm gonna get a billboard that's like Celino and Barnes, like just me in a suit. It's just me in a suit, and it's like, I'm Pat Regan, and two gay men have moved against me in Los Angeles.
Oh my god, that's a bad feeling.
It's just, yeah, it's of course I'm thinking about it more than I should, but I'm just like, how dare you move against me?
I'm like, how much is a billboard, and can we get that up like as a birthday present to you?
Only because they're both people that I constantly feel a certain like, oh, like they're wanting to be my friend. I should really like work hard to make them feel warm and whatever.
Interesting.
And but whatever.
Oh my god. How do I decide what sushi place to order from? How?
Where do you usually
How?
go? There used to be this sushi place across from UCB Chelsea
Mm-hmm.
that like they knew me there. I was family there. It wasn't even on their menu, but what they would do for me is make this like crunchy, spicy crab roll that like I'll never have something that good again.
That sounds so good.
I'll never.
You'll
taste
never
that again.
experience joy like that again. My favorite sushi is Tomo Sushi on what street is it on? It's off Bleecker, but they don't deliver, and they're cash only, and they're open like at weird hours, and it's hard to get in, so I haven't been there in a while. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
But this place must be closed because it's 15 minutes delivery. I mean, that's cool. I should see if my boyfriend wants something since he lives with me after all. Brian, are you listening to me? What do you think? Oh, he's giggling at our podcast.
Oh, what a fun! You guys are gonna have a sushi lunch.
Do you want some sushi lunch? That's what I was going to ask you. Don't lean back on the chair. It's kind of broken. Why don't you want to have sushi lunch with me?
I just ate.
What'd you eat?
But tell.
I got sausage, egg, and cheddar.
Oh,
Starbucks.
that's one of,
Brian.
no, that's one of our
not
favorites.
That's not the breakfast
That
sandwich
doesn't
I
like
would
it?
choose.
Wait, you like the sausage
No.
one?
From where?
Starbucks.
Oh, okay. Well, but I think that if you're gonna have a breakfast sandwich, like it just at the end of the day has to be bacon, egg, and cheese.
I disagree.
You know what I've been eating sometimes? The viral breakfast burrito that did I already talk about this on the podcast?
No, that sounds good as fuck right now. I'm really hungry.
The viral breakfast burrito that Charles Milton ate every day to gain weight for May, December. I have eaten that a lot.
Wait. To gain weight. Wait, what's it called? Where's it from?
It's from like Los Feliz Diner or Diner
Oh
Los
my god,
Feliz
we've
or
had that
something.
too. Brian,
so
that
good.
burrito we liked is what Charles Melton ate every day to gain weight for May December. That breakfast burrito we liked.
It's so good. And also nothing at the end of the day, nothing's better than, and I hate to say it,
Chipotle
the
mayo.
Erewhon.
Oh.
No, the Erewhon breakfast burrito is so special.
It is good. I've had it. I'll give you that.
To the point where if I had time, I would go get one right now.
That's
Come back in.
so
I just said a really unbecoming thing someone did on TikTok, the website.
I'm really wondering. I guess this does look good. This is 15 minutes away, and it has the like metal. Oh my god, 4.8. That sounds good. And this
I know,
one
but
has.
don't you hate?
Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I like a smaller. What are you thinking?
Well, the metal. It's like sometimes I'm like, can I trust the metal?
I know the metal. It's like how long?
Like who awarded this medal and like how come?
Some of these you don't want
360.
too fancy with the sushi, but you want like
You want a little bit of care to be taken.
I know. This looks pretty good. If I'm honest. If I cared what people think, I would think, oh, people are gonna be
To be honest with you, and you know that song, and and I want to believe that I'm not alone anymore. To be honest,
I'm just gonna do the
with you.
top option. It's
Oh,
closed.
that's such a good song. What is it?
What
It's
is that?
Christine and the. It's called Christine. It's like Christine and something.
Do you guys
And
mind
it's
if I
called
put in
To
my
Be
order?
Honest.
Do you guys mind if I put in my order so that when we're done, it's like pop goes the weasel.
Wait, Catherine, you have to listen to this song.
Pop goes the weasel. You don't think this is what good interviewers do? Grow up.
You know who else is moving against me? Actually, is my Apple iTunes library has been moving against me
Well, that's
lately.
because Apple iTunes like doesn't exist anymore.
I know, I'm a lone user.
You're the
You
only
know-
person on that app.
But it's better for the artists. That should be a new segment. Who's moved against you recently?
Yeah, it is a good segment. Wait, why? No, this isn't right, is it? Okay, this actually is too confusing. Pick any role. Well, let me pick it then.
Okay, Christine and the Queens. To be honest,
Let
it's so
them.
good.
Okay, we
Let
play
'em.
it.
Okay, this will be a song. I saw this woman live one time.
I can't hear any of it.
Trying
Oh.
to love, but I'm afraid to kill, and I never know it. When should
There's some
stay
part of
still,
it.
so I fly. To be honest with you, broken.
Isn't that good?
I
She's
couldn't.
friends with Caroline. She's friends with Caroline Polachek.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I couldn't really hear it, but I like that.
Really? I was putting it right up to the microphone.
I think maybe it cut out or something.
Did I never switch my settings to rodent? Oh my god, I didn't switch to rodent.
It's okay.
Oh no, it is. It's rodent. You should have heard that.
Maybe I'm the defective one. Oh my god. I think I have to put in my order. You can cut.
You're gonna be the defective one.
Pause this for 1 second.
You
I'm just so hungry. If I don't put in my order, I'm gonna start to feel sick. So give me 1 minute.
And then I have a question to ask you when you get back.
Okay, amazing. 1 sec.
Maybe you don't cut this out because we're being incredible. You know, people keep commenting that you look so hot.
That's so nice. It's because I've lost like 10 pounds.
Okay, those people need to be canceled on the spot. I need to be canceled and deported immediately.
Stop commenting on my body. I don't care.
Always in and always out.
Wow, you know when you get hungry and you're like, oh my god, I really waited too long. Oh, rich and famous role. Is that really what I want?
Well, you know how
Makes you
everyone, you know
think.
how it's like people on Twitter are so funny at the end of the day, and there's some like really
Oh my god,
funny
people are
that, like-
genius. Same with TikTok.
I saw the funniest tweet. You know, do you know the movie The Substance?
I'm so excited to see it. Have you seen it?
Me too. No, not yet. But like someone tweeted, I have a working theory that Ellen DeGeneres is using The Substance to be Jojo Siwa.
That's really good. That's really
It makes
good.
me laugh. What can I say? It makes me laugh.
Wait, I'm sorry this is taking me. I need to think of one other role I want. Okay, crazy role? That sounds wild.
So do you go for those kinds of roles that kind of like
so here's what I'll normally do when I'm ordering sushi. I'll get like a few pieces of
just classics?
I'll get like, 3 pieces
California.
salmon. No, not California. Like just sushi, like just like
The
the fish, salmon and tuna usually. And then I'll get like a crazy roll, like to see if I like it for fun. There's this called
It's always like the fire roll or like the dragon roll or
American
something.
Dream roll. Oh my god, that's so beautiful. To read
How expensive?
yourself, to reading yourself. No, with priority, when it's sushi, it's like you kind of do want priority, don't you?
Oh, I never don't get priority as a
Wow.
principal.
I have this bad habit of like, I'll just wait way too long to eat because I'm doing stuff. And then by the time the hunger hits, I'm like lightheaded and like need to be absolutely injected with raw fish.
Well, not to be a political fire rod, but that is a keystone of the trappings of diet culture.
I know. And I have been under the spell of diet culture since age 15. And I don't know if I will ever escape. And that's okay.
I know. Now
I'm
let me
like,
ask you this. This is an interview. This is actually not an interview, it's a trial. The main gay man who moved against me, does it change what you think of him, or are you still on the train?
I kind of told you why I'm not surprised that happened.
Right. There's something more to it than that, though.
I know.
If it was 2 years ago, it would have been a different answer from him.
Oh, interesting.
There has been a movement against.
Yeah, there's something happening in this. I
I'm
will
just
say there's
fascinated
in your
by
new life, there's stuff happening. I think there's
I'm
dynamics
fast
at play that you haven't had to deal with before.
There are dynamics at play I haven't had to deal with before, and also there's something fascinating to me, I think, about lately what I'm looking at with a magnifying glass, like the Olsen twins on a VHS tape,
Yep.
solving a
Solve every
mystery.
crime before dinner time.
Yeah, well, of course. Is like this thing that we deal with of like, it's kind of also what I was talking about when we were talking about tea culture, the contentification of friendship, where it's like this sort of overlap that's so for some reason becomes so unappealing to me, where it's like this idea, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like
100%. I feel like most of our friends, or I don't know, maybe not most of our friends. I think so many people that we know, the way they post about their friendships, it makes me sick.
I know. And then like, and then and then to get a glimpse of like something that they don't think you know that they did. It's just like interesting. That also affects like career things. It's like, it's just interesting.
Well, as I always remind myself, what Lika says is
Who's Lika?
my healer. I think told you this before. She just says, like, for the most part, people in our industry are colleagues, not friends.
I know. And you have to be here to have fun. You know what? And that's why I keep
Wait, what?
listening
Wait, say
to,
that again. You have to be here to have fun. I need more of
yeah.
that. Go ahead.
At the end of the day, that's why I keep listening to Muna, Silk Chiffon.
That's the
Life's
best
so
song ever.
fun.
We need to have them
Life's
on. We need
so
to have a
fun.
crossover
I
because
know.
they're
I
part of the
know.
Headgum family.
And did you see the
Life's so
video of them
fun, life's so
singing?
fun.
I can't stop watching this video of like they were in Chappell Roan. I think one of the shows she canceled was supposed to be like, I think opening for Muna at like a festival, and had to drop it because of everything going on. And like,
What's your take
so
on the Chapel to be so topical? Well, now this will come out in like a month, but what's your take on
yeah,
Chapel?
I mean, whatever.
I go, who cares?
Like, everyone leave everyone alone. Like
I know.
everyone leave everyone alone. Like, but I do think, because I mean, it's also happening with Chapel, where it's like, you know, people got so intense, but like,
With what? Sorry?
it was, well, it's like, I mean, we saw the same thing with Taylor when Taylor tried to not be like a political thought leader, which I think is actually perhaps the correct course for a pop star.
And now she
That-
might save the election.
I know. But people were like, oh, you're not going to be a political pundit. Perhaps we should set you on fire. Perhaps we should tie you to a pole and set you
I
on
know.
fire.
Well, that I
And
think is
so-
crazy. But I kind of
And
wish
so
she
it's,
just
it's a similar thing of that. It's more, I know.
It's just, yeah, I have some notes, but ultimately, artists are not
There's no
running the
ownership that you
government.
have. You do not have any ownership of anyone whose music you listen to, and you don't get to control how they think or act or anything. You could choose to listen to their music or not, but if you're being like an asshole to them, you are an asshole. Even if you think for some reason you being an asshole to Chappell Roan is,
100%.
if it's like this thing that I resent. Like,
I think that's very well said.
you think that you being an asshole to Chappell Roan makes you a political activist, and that's quite misguided. But no one's telling you. No one's telling you that because you actually haven't done anything noteworthy enough for anyone to have to even comment on your behavior. So fuck off.
That is so, what you just said is actually amazing.
Now I've bought, it makes me think of the quote that I didn't read the blue one. And when I say the blue one, I mean Sally Rooney's like last book.
I liked the blue one.
I know I always say, because obviously the blue one, like no one likes, but I always say, my friend Catherine likes the blue one. And you sent me that
It's
quote
hard not to
from the
like
blue
her.
one.
Oh, what quote?
You sent me some quote about the blue one that like is kind of about what we're talking about. I
Oh,
forget what.
interesting. Oh, I wonder what it was.
But us talking about this reminded me that I did buy Intermezzo, but I haven't read it yet. But
I'm
like,
excited to read it. It's
me
hard not to
too.
enjoy her work. She just like is a great writer, and this, I all I care about is like small romance stories. So whatever.
I know, but you know my thing with her.
What part?
Just use the quotation marks. I mean, it just makes it easier. It just makes it easier to use quotation.
I actually
Don't
disagree.
take
It, it makes it easier for my brain just to like. Brrrr. Wait, but I'm so much happier when I'm reading something, and yet I can't. I mean, this is everything in life, right? Like I'm so much happier when I'm working out. So much happier when I'm in the sunlight outside my apartment. So much happier when I'm reading, and yet I don't do those things. So what's that called? Because I don't know what's that called.
I don't know.
Can someone
It's
comment
called.
what that's
Well, I
called?
do think we have. 'Cause, like, I haven't been reading as much. I haven't been doing things I enjoy, even though Muna assures me life's so fun. But it is like I think the nature of our work is like you just like yesterday. I got off work. I had a Zoom for that new little like short term gig over my
Mhm.
lunch break. So it was like truly on in this. Not that it's like such long hours, but it's just like it's true mental work for like 8 hours straight.
It's
And then like
incredibly taxing what you do. I actually cannot imagine.
But then it's like, so I'm like, okay, you get done at 5. Like, there's time. There is certainly time to read, to do the writing I need to do whatever. But it's like I just lied on the couch and like I put on Industry but didn't watch it, and just like, and then it was 8 p.m. and then I worked a little bit. But it's like, of course, I would have liked to read, to go for. Oh, I did go for. I
Of
usually go
course,
for a
but
walk
you're
straight after.
depleted. That makes sense. I'm
Yeah, I'm
depleted.
depleted. I'm talking to a professor right now.
Wait, let me tell
You
you
know,
this. I have to
should I say?
recommend one of the best true crime docs I've ever seen is on Netflix right now. It's called Into the Fire. Have you watched it?
Oh no, but Claudia and John watched it.
They didn't like it? It's so good.
No, they did. They loved
It's
it. I just haven't
amazing.
watched it.
Something happens like a quarter of the way through the first episode that makes you audibly gasp alone in your house.
That's on my list of things. So
I
I
don't
want to watch.
care,
I
but
want to watch the Lacey Peterson. I want to watch the Lacey Peterson.
oh, that makes it so obvious that he allegedly did it. It's crazy. I don't care, but I do feel like I'm looking old.
You're not looking old at all.
I just have these like smile lines, but I mean, I guess that's just like what some people's faces are like.
I'm getting full grays.
That's sexy.
I know, but
I
I know I like it on
know.
other people. It's a classic thing. I like it on other people, but I'm like, but I can't have them.
I know.
But
I just, I love my mom's hair so much. It's like such a light gray and it looks so chic. So one day I'll do that, but I'm not ready.
do you think I should go? Do you think I should start dating in earnest again? I've kind of
No, I
taken a
think you
break.
should. I
while
think you should just
dating.
enjoy this amazing creative period you're having and see what comes your way.
Yeah, I was supposed to go on a date with a 53-year-old PR
Oh
executive
yeah,
2
what happened
weekends
with
ago.
that?
But I just didn't go.
Hmm.
He
Why?
had his nipples. I don't know.
I don't like
Well,
that.
'cause
I'm sorry.
honestly,
I don't want to touch a pierced
I
nipple.
don't
I'm
like it.
sorry.
I don't want to
And if you
either.
have
It's
one,
okay.
that's beautiful and we support your choice, but I don't like that.
And people, I guess, but there was a really hot guy on an app once who had pierced nipples, and I was like still into it, and then but he was only interested in other people with pierced nipples. So like it's okay for us to not want it, and
Can
because
I ask
there's
you
so many people
this?
who do.
Do you feel like sometimes when I spring for priority delivery, I feel like it's still slow and then I'm extra mad?
Totally, that happens
Oh,
actually a lot. All priority delivery guarantees you is that you'll be their first stop, but
that is good.
it doesn't necessarily make them make it, and you might have been their first stop anyways. So it's like there are times. Okay, we have to get going to
Okay, so do you have a crush of the week?
My question of the week is I probably already said the chicken wrap that they have for the chicken pita they have for lunch at Safi's. It's so good. You never think of Safi's as a lunch spot, but it's so good.
My crush of the week is this sweater that I bought from this shop in Norway. And just I want to credit the woman who knit it by hand. Her handle is at Stein Emmeling. So that's StineEmmeling.
Oh, and
Um,
also I want to give because I never finished the story. The crush against. Sorry, are you finished? I don't.
yeah,
want to
I
interrupt
just think
them. I know.
I just am grateful for the sweater she made me.
So also I never finished the story, but like Anyways, there's this video I was seeing online of it was Muna singing. No, it was Muna singing "Good Luck, Babe," and Naomi was doing the "I told you so," and they don't do like I don't think they do vocals a ton, but it was like so good. And I cannot stop watching.
Oh my god, send me it.
I literally, yeah, I'll send you. I told you so. It was so good. Just like how I did it.
You can kiss 100 boys and bars. Do you feel hot today?
No, I kind of hurried through my workout to create this, my art, my interviewing art. And so the little thing that I skipped, I think was going to be fun. I kind of feel like I like got half a workout and like, I'm just, these 2 weeks are going to be difficult. So like, I'm trying not to let that, I realized about myself, my threshold for, not to go back to small plate culture, but to word it another way, I think my threshold for the physical and emotional feeling of overwhelm is low. Like I think I've always felt shame over that and been like, well, I can't feel overwhelmed. This isn't enough to overwhelm someone, whatever. And now it's like, I think I need to accept it as a fact of life. I feel this thing perhaps sooner than other people would. And so I'm trying to just not fight against it. Like I have this feeling, how can I still move through my time? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I too have been feeling quite overwhelmed.
But you can't feel shame about it. It's just how you are.
Yeah. I know. I actually was like, and I'm trying to work on a new joke about this, but just like being so hard on myself and then being so mad for being hard on myself. It's like this endless cycle of like, it's impossible.
I know. You can't be mad at yourself.
Bitch.
Yeah. You just have to feel the feeling as it comes and be like, it's not bad that I'm feeling this, but what's the best next thing to do?
Yeah. Self-love vibes. Cool. I don't really feel hot because I haven't slept in a while. Are you mad at me?
No, you mad at me?
No. Love you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
If you're boring as fuck, seek treatment. If you're unlucky in love, seek treatment. If you just can't take a hint, well, seek treatment. With Kat and Pat.
That was a Headgum podcast.